Hey guys, how you doing? Jay Tets, and I am doing the goal line as always. So let's get crack on and do this thing, ladies and gentlemen. I am John, and this is the goal line. Now, I'm a little bit late this week, purely and simply for other reasons. But yeah, I am here. Don't worry, I am here. I'm not going to leave you fans high and dry. The window is open, so I'm going to sort that out right now. There you go, I've sorted it. I'm going to be doing with my tablet today, if it will work. Purely and simply because it's a bigger screen. And it seems to be working a lot better than what my other phone decides to. My little shitty Galaxy S7, which is usually where I get the results from. So while it loads up, there is one game ongoing between Aston Villa and Arsenal. And I can bring that result to you straight away for those of you that they're at half time at the moment. It's Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 0. So we've had quite an eventful couple of days for the football today. Even here it's saying that Villa and Arsenal are goalless after Ollie Watkins misses a big chance, so Villa could have been in front. Haaland scores the hat-trick as Man City beat Ipswich after an early scare. Brighton score a 95th minute winner to beat Man United. Son's double helps Spurs thrash woeful Everton. Rangers hit Ross County for 6 at Hampton. Sojek and Bowen secure West Ham the first win under their new manager, and Gibbs White scores Forest winner at Southampton. So with all that in mind, let's go to the scores for today. There was championship last night. And it finished Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 2, and there was National League as well, and it was Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Halifax 1. So that was the results for last night, but we'll go on to today's ones. So we'll start again. Obviously, we will start with the Premier League. Brighton 2, Man United 1. Crystal Palace 0, West Ham 2, Fulham 2, Leicester 1, Man City 4, Ipswich 1, Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham 4, Everton 0. And like I said, Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 0. Oh my God, I should get a drop of water. Right, then we're going to the Scottish Premiership, which was Dundee 2, St Johnstone 0, Hibernian 2, Dundee 2, and Rangers 6, Ross County 0. So Rangers absolutely thrashing Ross County. Then we go on to the Championship. Oh my God, it's like raining quite heavy outside where I am. Never mind, that's not what this video is about. Right, so yeah, Championship. Bristol City 1, Coventry 1, Hull 0, Millwall 0, QPR 1, Plymouth 1, Blackburn 2, Oxford 1, Middlesbrough 2, Portsmouth 2, Norwich 1, Sheffield United 1, Preston 1, Luton 0, Stoke 1, West Bromwich Albion 2, Sunderland 1, Burnley 0, and Watford 2, Derby 1. Interleague 1, Burton Albion 0, Stevenage 0, Stockport 2, Bristol Rovers 0, Barnsley 2, Northampton 2, Cambridge 4, Blackpool 4, quite high scoring in that one. Charlton Athletic 2, Bolton 0, Exeter 1, Peterborough 2, Huddersfield 1, Shrewsbury 0, Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2, Lincoln 4, Mansfield Town 1, Wigan 1, Crawley 0, Wrexham 3, Reading 0, and Wycombe 2, Rotherham 0. As you can agree, I'm sure you can agree with these teams that are going from Premier League to Championship, or from Championship to League One, or from League One to League Two. They are making the leagues very, very strong. We're going to League Two. Crewe 0, Swindon 0, Tranmere 1, Walsall 0, Barrow 4, Port Vale 0, Bradford 3, Bromley 1, Cheltenham 0, Wimbledon 1, Chesterfield 1, Salford 1, Colchester 0, Harrogate 1, Doncaster 1, Morecambe 0, Fleetwood 0, Gillingham 0, MK Dons 3, Carlisle 0, and Newport 3, Accrington Stanley 1. I can obviously do the Scottish Championship, Scottish Championship results for you. Eridonians 0, Queen's Park 2, Ayr United 2, Raith Rovers 0, Falkirk 2, Partick 1, Hamilton 1, Dunfermline 0, and Livingston 1, Morton 1. The Scottish League 1, Annan 0, Alloa Athletic 1, Dumbarton 2, Arbroath 2, Kelty Hearts and Inverness was 0-0. Stanhousemuir 3, Cove Rangers 2, and Montrose 1, Queen of the South 0. But that is a current score. That is the 48th minute. And Scottish League 2 is Bonnyrigg Rose 2, Clyde 1, 4-4-0, Edinburgh City 3, Spartans 0, Peterhead 0, Starling 0, East Fife 4, and Stranraer 1, Elgin 1. Going into the National League now, the English National League. Gateshead 3, Yeovil 1, Aldershot 4, Oldham 1, Altrincham 0, Eastleigh 1, Barnet 2, Southend 1, Boston United 1, Tamworth 1, Ebbsfleet 0, Woking 3, Flyde 0, Maidenhead United 0, Hartlepool 1, Wealdstone 1, Rochdale 0, Forest Green 0, Solihull Moors and Braintree was 1-1, and Sutton United in York was a 2-2 finish as well. Going to the National League North, Alfreton 2, Chester 2, Brackley 4, Curzon Ashton 0, Darlington 1, Leamington Spa 0, Marine 0, Kingsley 1, Oxford 1, South Shields 4, Peterborough Sports 1, Buxton 0, Radcliffe 1, Needham 1, Rush Hall 2, Spennymoor 1, Scarborough Athletic 2, Farsley Celtic 1, Scunthorpe 1, Chorley 1, Southport 1, Hereford 4, and Warrington Town 2, Kidderminster 1. And finally into the south, Bournemouth 3, Weymouth 0, Chippenham Town 0, Maidstone United 0, Eastbourne Borough 2, Avery 1, Hampton Richmond 1, Salisbury 0, Hemel Hempstead 1, Worthing 1, Slough 2, Hornchurch 1, St Albans 1, Chesham United 2, Tunbridge Angels 0, Bath 0, Torquay 1, Dorking Wanderers 0, Truro 3, Enfield 1, Wenner United 4, Farnborough 1, and Weston-super-Mare 2, Chelmsford 0. So that is all the results for now. Aston Villa and Arsenal are still on half time at the moment. While we're waiting for any sort of results for that, we will go on to tomorrow. We've got 2 games tomorrow in the Premier League. It's Bournemouth and Newcastle, and Wolves and Chelsea. They're both 2 o'clock kickoffs. Then there is a late one, and it's a big one. Liverpool versus Brentford, 4:30 tomorrow. The Scottish Premiership as well. St Mirren are taking on Kilmarnock at midday, and then Aberdeen versus Kilmarnock. Sorry, St Mirren will be taking on Celtic. Sorry, at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Sorry, and Aberdeen with Kilmarnock and Motherwell with Hearts. They are 3 o'clock kickoffs as well tomorrow. There's also Championship tomorrow. There's one game. It's Swansea versus Cardiff. So it'll be a Welsh derby. Looking ahead to Monday, there's National League. And there's National League North and South by the looks of things on Monday. There's only National League Day Monday. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 games in the National League. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 in North, and there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 in the South as well. Tuesday, there's the English League Cup. It's the second round. Middlesbrough versus Stoke, Barnsley versus Sheffield United, Barrow versus Derby, Blackburn versus Blackpool, Brighton versus Crawley, Coventry versus Oxford, Everton versus Doncaster, Fleetwood versus Rotherham, Grimsby versus Sheffield Wednesday, Harrogate versus Preston, Leicester versus Tranmere, Millwall versus Leyton Orient, QPR versus Luton, Shrewsbury versus Bolton, Walsall versus Huddersfield, Watford versus Plymouth, Birmingham versus Fulham, and Crystal Palace versus Norwich. There is also UEFA Champions League playoffs. There is English Football League trophies as well. There is Crewe versus Liverpool. But the game between Grimsby and Man City has been postponed in the Northern Group G. There's a FA Cup trophy preliminary round. It was scheduled for today, but it's been scheduled for Monday. It's Littlehampton versus Rayners Lane at 8 o'clock. Then Wednesday we're on to English League Cup second round again. You got Wolves versus Burnley, Wimbledon versus Ipswich, Cardiff versus Southampton, Colchester versus Brentford, Swansea versus Wickham, West Ham versus Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle. There's also UEFA Champions League playoffs. There's also UEFA Conference Leagues going on elsewhere. Then you got the UEFA Europas, that is on Thursday, and UEFA Conference Playoffs as well. We've got like Scottish teams in there as well, English teams. And that brings us to Friday next week, which is Luton and QPR. That's Championship, 8 o'clock kickoff. That's Friday, and Scunthorpe versus Kidderminster in the National League North. And that leads us through the week. There's also other news here. Iwobi gives Fulham the win against Leicester. Sunderland beat Burnley to maintain their winning start, and Dundee United see off 10-man St Johnstone. They're saying, I haven't actually got the report here, but they're saying that Everton's making too many mistakes. That's what their manager Sean Dyche has said. What do you think about Everton, and what do you think about Sean Dyche's comments? Hit me down below. That would be quite interesting to know. Man United need to be more clinical. That's from Erik ten Hag. Spurs turned dominance into goals. That is what the Spurs manager has said. Although it was a good result today, I think, for Spurs. Very, very good result. But obviously, we all know you got to put the hard work in to get results, right? You're not just going to get handed anything. But yeah, that's going to do it for the goal line this week, guys. If there is any results or any team that you want me to talk about, hit me down in the comments down below and let me know. Or any comments at all about your team, about the season you hope to have, or anything. Drop everything down in the comments, and I will do my best to do a video or reply to you. Also, if you like this video, you've come across it, you've not ever seen it before, welcome. Please give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. And please hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon. That would be really beneficial to me. And share with your friends and family as well on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever. And just tell them about John's football channel. It's very easy to find. You just type it in on the search bar. A football with the goal line is there. You can't miss it. And yeah, that would be really appreciated. Okay guys, that's going to do it for next week. Don't forget there's Premier League tomorrow and more football all through the week. Don't miss it. Keep your BBC sports app or other sporting apps free for the scores. Ciao for now.